Well, hi everyone. We are just making a practice video here for the test 5. So first two, we got a couple of equations here to solve. This is got a rational exponent, so I'm going to rewrite it as a radical, maybe make it a little more relatable here, and take the cube root of x minus 5 squared equals 16. And then I'll raise both sides to the third power. The cube root and the third power will cancel out, so I'm left with x minus 5 squared equals 16 to the third power. So if I take 16 to the third power, I get 4,096. Okay, and then I'm going to undo that square. And I've got a positive and a negative square root of 4,096, and that's what x minus 5 equals. Okay, square root of 4,096 is 64. It's hiding in the dark spot there. 64. So I'll add 5 to both sides. X equals 5 plus or minus 64. And 5 plus 64 is 69. 5 minus 64 is negative 59. Okay. Now we are going to check what's 69 minus 5 to the power of 2 divided by 3. I get 16. So I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to take negative 59 minus 5 and raise it to the 2 divided by 3 power. And I get 16 with that as well. Okay, so both answers check out. X equals 69 or negative 59. Okay. This one, I'm going to x minus 2 to the first times x minus 2 to the 1/2. That gives me this common part here. So I'm going to rewrite this way. So I have 3x times, and instead of x minus 2 to the 1/2, I'm going to write square root of x minus 2. Minus 2 times x minus 2, that's this part here, times the square root of x minus 2. And that is equal to 0. And then I have a greatest common factor of x minus 2 between these two terms. And then I have 3x minus 2 times x minus 2. That's the kind of like the coefficients of the square root of x minus 2 I'm putting together, equals 0. Square root of x minus 2 times 3x minus 2x plus 4 equals 0. Square root of x minus 2 times x plus 4 equals 0. So the square root of zero product property, square root of x minus 2 equals 0, or x plus 4 equals 0. If I square both sides, I get x minus 2 equals 0, and I get x equals 2. And if I subtract 4 from both sides here, I get x equals negative 4. Okay, I'm going to check in the original equation here. So 3 times 2 times 2 minus 2, I know that's 0, to the power of 1 divided by 2 minus 2 times x, which is 2, 2 minus 2 to the power of 3/2. That is equaling 0, so that one checks out. Now my question is, got that negative a little too close to the equal sign there. Will -4 work? Okay, I'm going to check that one also. If I hit second enter, I can just I will have x minus 2, so I'm going to go negative, where the 2 is, I'm going to put -4. Negative, insert a 4 there. No, okay, getting too cute, I'm just going to retype it. 3 times 2 and -4 minus 2 to the half power, 1 divided by 2, bring it down, minus 2 times -4 minus 2 to the 3 divided by 2 power. Okay, I'm pretty sure I put that in right. Okay, it's not real when you do that. So that one is extraneous. Okay. All right, number 3, St. Michael's Youth Group charters a bus to Washington, D.C. for the Right to Life March for $1,750. Yeah, that's a total. When 3 more people from Our Lady of Peace's youth group join as passengers on the charter bus, the price per passenger drops $7.50. How many people were in the original group from St. Michael's? I'm going to let that be X. Okay. And then if we do the price per person times the number of people, that should equal the total price. All right, so originally you had price per person. You took the 1,750 and divided it by X number of people from St. Michael's. But then we had 3 more people from OLP come in, and we're subtracting $7.50 per person. So that's the price per person now with the new people. You had the X, but you added 3 people, and then that gives you the $1,750. And I'm going to FOIL that. 1,750 over X times X. Those X's will cancel. That's 1,750. Outside, 1,750 times 3 over X. Okay. Now let's just quit there. Clear. 1,750 times 3. That's 5,000. That's plus 5,250 over X minus 7.5X. That's inside. And then last, that's minus $22.50 equals 1,750. Okay, I'm going to subtract 1,750 from both sides. And I've got 5,250 over X minus 7.5X minus 22.5 equals 0. Okay, I am going to multiply everything through by x, and those will cancel. So I got 5,250 minus 7.5x squared minus 22.5x equals 0. Just multiplied through by x. 0 times x is 0. And I've got negative 7.5x squared minus 22.5x plus 5,250 equals 0. And I'm going to use quadratic formula. I have enough room to write this. 4 times negative 7.5 times 5,250 over 2 times negative 7.5. 22.5 plus or minus negative 22.5 squared minus 4 times negative 7.5 times 5,250 6.25. 2 times negative 7.5 is negative 15. Let's take the square root of 158, 006.25. Ooh, nice number. So x equals 22.5 plus or minus 397.5 over negative 15. I'm just going to do the minus one. If I do the plus one, well, I'll do both. But 22.5 plus 397.5 equals, divided by negative 15 equals, so that's negative 28, which is not one we're going to use. Okay, let's put a minus here instead of a plus, and then divide that by negative 15, and I'm getting 25. So x equals 25. So originally there were 25 members from St. Michael's. All right. Number 4. You invest $4,000 in a long-term fund in which the interest is compounded monthly. Okay, that looks like a principal. There's 1 plus r over n to the power of nt. After 4 years, the balance is $5,459.10, and they're asking for R. I think N is 12, because it's compounded monthly. T is 4. So let's put all that in. I got 5,459.10 equals 4,000. Times 1 plus r, which I don't know, over n, which I do, is 12, over n, 12 times 4. 5,459.10 equals 4,000 times 1 plus r over 12 to the 48th power. And I'm going to divide through by 4,000 first. 5459.10 divided by 4,000 is, I'm going to keep all those places. That's 1.364775, and that's equal to 1 plus r over 12 to the 48th power. And I'm going to take the 48th root of that number, so that I'll have 1 plus r over 12, whatever the 48th root is. Okay, I'm going to put in the 48, the root first, and then go to math, and then go to number 5 here. And there it puts the 48th root in. What do we have? 1.364775. Hit enter. I'm getting 1.00. I'm going to go 65 with that number. That's so many nines that I'll just round to that 6, that 5 I mean. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, and I'll get 0.0065 equals r over 12. And I'll multiply both sides by 12. 12 times 0.0065 is 0.078 r, and that is a 7.8% annual percentage rate. All right, there is number 4. Number 5, give the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the line with the equation y equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is y equals 5, and passes through the point -9. -9 and -12. So there's -12. Passes through this point right here. There's -9, -12. Okay, we want perpendicular to that. So that's this line right here, which is hitting the x at -9. Its x equals -9 is that. Okay. Give the equation of the line that is parallel to the line with the equation 7x plus 2y equals -1. And passes through 7, -2. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides here, and then divide by 2, and I got y equals -7/2 x minus 1/2. My slope is -7/2 of this line. It's parallel, so it's the slope of this line as well. So in y equals mx plus b, I'm going to put -2 equals m, which is -7/2, x, which is 7, plus b. -2 equals -49 halves. That's -24.5, I believe, plus b. So I'll add 24.5 to both sides. I've got b is 22.5. So y equals -7/2. I'm going to go all decimal with this one. -3.5 is -7/2. X plus 22.5. All decimal with that one. Okay. Number 7. All the values of x for which f of x equals g of x. So I'll take the square root of x minus 6 equals 12 minus x. Okay. This is f of x, this is g of x. We are looking to see when these are equal. So I'm going to go x minus 6 here equals, so I'm just squaring both sides. That's 144 minus 24x plus x squared. I'm going to subtract x, add 6, that is 0. It's 150 minus 25x plus x squared. So x squared minus 25x plus 150 equals 0. $25 times 6, 75 times 2. I don't know if that factors or not. I'm going to go to the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root of. Can't sing much when background music's on. Okay. Oh, I think that probably factored. But, alright, as I look at it. X equals 25 plus or minus, that's 625 minus 600. Square root of 25 over 2, which is 25 plus or minus 5 over 2. And 25 plus 5 is 30 over 2, which is 15, and 25 minus 5 is 20 over 2, which is 10. So I'm getting 15 and I'm getting 10, and I do need to check. F of 15 is square root of 9, g of 15, which is 3, g of 15 is 12 minus 15, negative 3. Alright, so that one's extraneous. F of 10, that's 10 minus 6, that's square root of 4, which is 2, and 12 minus 10 is 2. That one works. X equals 10 is the solution. It's the only solution. Alright. Domain of the following functions. The square root of 3 minus 2x. Alright, domain. Under a radical, for real numbers, 3 minus 2x has got to be greater than 0. So negative 2x has got to be greater than or equal to negative 3. What's under the radical has to be greater than or equal to 0. So that's the expression under the radical. And then when I divide by negative 2, I got to flip this way. X is less than or equal to 3/2. Okay. So, less than or equal to 3/2. So I'm going to go negative infinity to 3/2. Square bracket there. Okay. Now, numerator we're good with whatever, but x squared minus 1 cannot equal 0. And that's x plus 1 and x minus 1 can't be 0. X cannot equal negative 1 or 1. X can't equal 1. So I'm going to exclude negative 1 and 1. So I'll go negative infinity to negative 1, negative 1 to 1, everything between them but not including them, and 1 to infinity. There's my domain. for that one. Now for this one, x has to be greater than or equal to 7. But x cannot equal 11 from the denominator. That'll make the denominator 0. To be real, x has to be greater than or equal to 7 in the numerator. X cannot be 11. So let's do this. Let's go negative infinity to 7. Include 7. And let's not do that. Changing my mind. X is greater than or equal to 7. So let's go 7. Let's leave out 11, and this is how we leave out 11. Okay. All numbers greater than or equal to 7, but not 11. All right. Number 9. Find each function value for this function. F of x equals x minus 1. Negative 7. Negative 7 is less than or equal to negative 1. So I'm going to take negative 7 minus 1 and get negative 8. F of 1 follows in this interval. It's 1 is greater than negative 1, less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to take 3 times 1 minus 5. 3 minus 5, that's negative 2. F of 3. 3 is not greater than 3. 3 is less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to use that function again. 3 times 3 minus 5. That's 9 minus 5, which is 4. Okay, when I graph this, I'm going to set a boundary line here. I want to highlight that. Just the boundary line. And a boundary line at 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. X is less than or equal to negative 1. For x minus 1, I'm going to go negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. So negative 1 and or equal to. So solid circle here. Negative 1, negative 2. Negative 2, negative 3. Negative 3, negative 4. Okay. X and 3x minus 5. And that's from negative 1 to 3. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and put that all in. Negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. 6 minus 5 is 1. 9 minus 5 is 4. So negative 1, this is an open circle. And this one will be a closed circle. And then we just connect the two. And it's linear. So negative 1, negative 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 1, negative 8. 0, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, negative 2. 2, 1. 3, 4. Alright, so there's that part there. And x squared minus 3x minus 1 I am going to go with 3, with an open circle on 3, 4, and 5. 9 minus 9 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1. 16 minus 12 is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. 25 minus 15 is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9. So 3, negative 1, open circle, 4, 3, there, 5, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is there. So it kind of goes, curves up like this. Okay, domain. Okay, looks like it will continue left and right in all directions. On the boundaries, we have closed circles on both parts. So domain, and then the negative infinity to infinity. The range, now you got to watch. It starts at negative infinity. It'll go up to here. From here to here, bridges that gap between these two, and then this one will keep going up. So the range is also negative infinity to infinity. All right, number 11. Determine the open intervals for which f of x equals the absolute value of x minus 3 times x absolute value of x minus 2 is increasing, decreasing, or constant. Okay. I'm going to clear all these out from old problems. Okay. Math. Absolute values under num. Let's go x minus 3 times math num abs x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to graph that. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So, pretty sure that that's 2. Because negative 2 plus 2 is 0. And that's 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 is where it's hitting those x-intercepts here. So, increasing. I'm going to kind of graph what we got there a little bit. Something like this. This is negative 2 here. This is positive 3 here. I really want to know what that max is there, because so I'll use that as my left bound, and I'll go over here to the right bound. I'm going to go 0.5. This is 0.5, 6.25 is the peak right there. Okay, that 0.5 is kind of that value there. So if I kind of split this up here, this is a decreasing part. At that 0.5 here, this is a decreasing part. Okay. Well, since I just talked about decreasing, let's just write those in first. Okay, let's go negative infinity to negative 2 for this decreasing part, and this decreasing part, this is on x, 0.5 to 3. And then this is increasing, and this is increasing from negative 2 to this 0.5, to that 0.5 here. Not the y value, but the x value is what we're going with. And from 3 to infinity. This is an increasing part. Okay. Number 12. F of x equals x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 1. Clear this. I'm going to go x to the third minus, I'm up in the exponent there. Let me delete that. Now get down. Minus 3x squared minus x plus 1. I'm going to graph that. Okay. I'm going to I need that point here. Okay, we need the max, the mins, the zeros, and then we'll answer that. So let's get all that calc done. So I got a 0 here. I'm going to go for that first. This 0 right here. I'm looking for that right there. So enter, enter, guess, negative 0.675. That's right around there. Okay. I'm going to look for this 0 now. Second calc, 0. Enter, enter, guess, 0.461. I'm going 3 decimal places on my rounding. Second calc, 0. Now I want to go for this one. Okay, enter, 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 3.214. 0.461 is right around there. 3.2 is right there. Now I have a max right here that I want to look for. Second calc, max, enter, enter, enter. That's negative 0.155, 1.079. Right there. Now I want to find this min. Second calc, min, left, right, guess, enter. That is 2.155 and negative 5.079. Negative 5. 2.15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just a little bit below that. So, comes up, curves, comes down, curves, comes up. But it's increasing and going to the right also, so. Okay. All right, I'm hitting those important points. Now, where is it greater than or equal to 0? I would say right here and over here. our graph is above the x-axis. We're greater than or equal to 0. So I will include that 0, negative 0.675 to that 0, 0.461. And I would say after that, which is 3.214 to infinity. Okay. Even, odd, so I'm going to be looking for f of negative x and seeing what I get. Or neither. Okay, f of negative x is equal to negative x cubed minus 5 times negative x. That's negative x cubed plus 5x. Okay, is that going to equal negative f? Let's pull the negative out of these two terms. That's negative x cubed minus 5x. That is the negative of that. So that's negative f of x. So algebraically, we're saying this is odd. Let's do this one, g of negative x. And that's negative x squared minus 4. Which equals x squared minus 4, which equals g of x. If g of negative x equals g of x, then we are talking an even function. H of negative x, cube root of negative x minus 4, h of negative x equal to cube root of negative 1. I'm just factor out a negative 1, x plus 4. Now the cube root of negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Cube root of negative 1 is negative 1. So that's the negative cube root of x plus 4. And if that were the same under the radical as that, then I would go odd, but it's not. What's under the radicals are different, so I'm going to go neither with this one. And if I graph, y equals the cube root, math, number 3 here. I didn't put a negative in there. We'll put it here. Negative cube root of x plus 4. I'll graph that. Okay, not going to do it. It's not symmetric. If it was over here a little bit, it would work, but that's not the case. And that is it. I was looking for the next one, and that is it.